Kings will receive. Gentlemen, good luck. Shake hands.
Live from the Anderson Automotive Fieldhouse in Bullhead City, Arizona, it is an AIFA exhibition game as the Las Vegas Kings take on the Las Vegas Saints. But before we get things leaning and rocking, let's go to our national anthem.
To all our military, active, and retired, thank you for your service. Let's have a great game.
Well, after one heck of a rendition of the national anthem,
Wow.
It is time for some football in the Fieldhouse. For those just joining us, I'm Matt Ryan, joined alongside Corey Hammond and Big Rob Fabian. You're looking down on the field of Anderson Auto Group Fieldhouse as the Saints and the Kings are about to take off. And if you're an A7FL fan, and you're used to hearing our voices, you'll be used to hearing some of the names in the lineup today. For the Kings, we've got Trey Robinson and Darren Palmer, who have been part of the A7 Nevada. Trey Robinson playing in tomorrow's A7FL championship game.
The ball goes out of the back of the end zone will be a touchback, and they will get the ball to the 10-yard line. Same thing happens if the ball goes out of bounds. If it stays in bounds and in the end zone, they're required to return. So could get action-packed. This game is being played as a 50-yard field. We'll be playing between the 25-yard line and the 25-yard line with the 50-yard line. That's going to be hard.
But we, after the rule breakdown from Derek Duncan, the Saints will kick off which is a weird thing for me to say.
Because we don't usually deal
You
with
know,
kicks at all.
It'll be number 95 kicking off. And that will be a bouncer at the 45.
Excuse me, sir.
Cuts through the side. Crunched at the 47. And that was number 22 on the return, Mike Galato.
It's already getting a little chippy out there.
Spicy and action-packed already. In a day of flag, it's really good to see some contact football.
And that was number 56 in on the tackle. A little different rules than we're used to.
Jeff Torch with the hit. Bring a little heat.
And don't adjust your screens. That is Trey Robinson.
That's right, Trey Robinson.
Quarterback.
AIFA fans know Trey Robinson. A7FL fans know Trey Robinson. They'll be set up on the metaphorical 23 to hand off again to Galato. Galato gets brought down on a solid gain. That was a carry, pardon me, by number 25. That is Justin Manson.
Oh, wow. Right
and
back to it.
it's a family affair here, 14:37 and counting. Ball gets knocked loose. Robinson will fall on it. And a battle, and the Saints will come up with the ball.
Saints have the fumble. Oh, wow.
Not what you want, Corey, as a quarterback on your first drive.
Well, this is an exhibition game. These teams are getting into regular season mode. But what you see there is running the hurry up is great when you catch the defense off guard. But the problem is if your quarterback is caught off guard and he doesn't snap and it's a turnover, you got to get back to the drawing board. So that's obviously something they're going to look to improve. But the Saints are going to take advantage of it with 1st and 10, the 20 going in approximately 27 yards to a score.
And then we see here on the replay what happened. It was a bad snap, and it got tossed back. Snap the handoff.
Hold on. Ooh.
Follows his blocker and goes to the 45.
Runs into his own man, but the field
the 20
is short.
line.
And based on what we see, Rob, you know this name. Number 27 for the Saints is Ron Gaither.
Oh, my goodness.
Snap, and that is Greg Smith. Snoop, the quarterback, number 6 for the Saints.
And Greg Smith.
A veteran of the nth degree, guys. He's 53 years old.
I heard he played in the All-American Football Conference. He was coached by Paul Brown, and a bad snap bounces off the hand and will get met at the line of scrimmage, and it will be second. It'll be 3rd down.
And yes, Matt, that was a young Paul Brown. But Snoop is that veteran presence this team looks to. And another direct snap, interesting play call here, and it is on 8 arena style. The 3rd and 6, likely Snoop's going to have to make a play.
And when you play this arena style, how much of a shift do you have to take in your play calling, your cadence, the snap, direct handoff, and there's a flag on the play. He'll get a solid gain, and he will get there. Touchdown, Saints.
But to answer your question, Matt,
Illegal
the
defense.
adjustment is
Lineman out of his stance before the snap. That penalty is declined. Touchdown.
touchdown. But to answer your question, Matt, this is an adjustment for anyone, especially playing in pads. You're used to 11 on 11 where making a mistake, there's a guy behind you that can help you clean that up.
Yeah.
Over here, when you decrease the numbers this drastically,
we'll see here on the replay,
it really changes where the mistakes are. You can't miss a block here. You can't miss a tackle.
And did the Kings get caught lacking because they think they got the flag, or were they just completely
I
out
think
of
so.
it?
Those guys would have put forth that level of effort if they knew the play was live. But credit Ronald Gaither for playing to the end of the whistle.
Timeout, Saints.
Saints will call their first charge timeout of the half on the 2-point attempt instead of going for a 1-pointer.
Well, there is kicking in this game, and if you follow the A7FL, we talk about how there isn't. But with the field adjusted to where it is, I think both of these teams, every score will have to go for 2, which will add another element to this game that adds intrigue and a lot more extra football.
The extra point cadence, if they try from the 3, it's for 1 point. From the 5, it's worth 2. And from the 10, it's worth 3. They'll be trying for 1.
So they'll be going for 1 point. And
but again, this is very different. 8 on 8 means that your guys are not going to get caught in the wash. You have to make the play that it's designed to be. Crucial blocks.
Snap. Smith throws, and that's over the head of the receiver. Intended for number 14, Markeith Gullett. 6-0, the Saints in the lead, and not necessarily what fans walked into the Anderson Automotive Fieldhouse thinking early in the going. Trey Robinson missing on a big botch snap, setting up the Saints on 2 to 3 plays to get into the end zone.
Assumption that was able to get the yardage, and another A7 that H has played 1 year was able to take advantage for the Saints.
And with 12:51 left to play.
Hey, Corey, how are you?
Hey, Corey.
I'm back in
This
action.
is lovely set dressing.
Ooh.
And that's kicked
Big kick. Hum.
to the goal line. That will be returnable.
Here we go. Good block.
Gets the follow. You can hear
Excuse
the
me.
crinkle and crunch of the pads, and a solid gain. And that will get them to the 24-yard line.
I'm so unused to seeing this. I'm a little scared at what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
The contact on contact with the pads. They're flying into
Yeah,
each other.
being here and calling it is so different than calling an A7 game or just watching traditional padded football.
Well, and when you shrink the field, what you're really doing is you're condensing the space that guys can make plays between.
You're asking your athletes to be athletes. Okay, Trey Robinson takes it in, and he's gone. And maybe he doesn't understand where the field is because he ran out of bounds as if he still had space to work with.
And it will be continuing on here as we get into this one, 6-0, your score.
Yeah, they go to quarterback choice option. Trey makes the right read because the defensive end collapsed, but he wasn't aware enough of the sideline, which is the cones. Normally, these arena guys, they're playing with a wall you can obviously avoid.
Right.
Got to know where the sideline is, but it's 2nd and 3.
The snap, the toss,
Ooh, excuse me.
cuts past the defender, drives, and immediately met at the line of scrimmage, gains maybe a yard on the play,
And
that was Justin Manson on the carry.
And if you notice, when those guys are able to get to him one by one like that, that means somebody missed an assignment 3 times. 3 times. So these guys up front have to do a better job blocking and protecting their
See
speed
it there on the
guys.
replay.
But also the guys looking to end the play, they got to make a better job on that first attempt. Credit Manson for making the miss, but it brings up first down.
You see that size on the line, number 74. Robinson will snap. That was a little high,
Great
but it gets
pancake.
into his hand.
Excuse
But
me, sir.
Robinson throws. Caught, touchdown,
Touchdown.
Kings.
And guess who that is? An A7FL standout, our leader in reception touchdowns this year, DP Darren Palmer. The ball was just thrown in an area where obviously he was just going to bully the corner and get it, and that's what you see when you throw the ball to DP. Touchdown.
Kings will line up for 1 from the 3.
And it'll be a 1-point attempt from the 3-yard line. And we see here on the replay,
That's a
Robinson,
phenomenal block.
tremendous amount of time, found the rhythm, and a very pretty ball right to the receiver.
Very accurate.
And it will be a 1-point attempt from the 3.
What if I told you that guy that just threw that pass doesn't play quarterback in A7?
Is it because of will or choice?
The snap, Robinson will roll out, and he will get in there. He will get the extra point, and he will take the lead, 7-6. And now Robinson running his own version of a 40-yard dash, but getting 1 point on the board. 7-6 your score.
And we talk in the A7FL all the time, the championship points we call them, but the extra points in this game, real football plays, are likely going to be the difference if it remains this close.
And we see the Saints on the sideline get ready to throw off as you get a look live at Anderson Automotive Fieldhouse. Matt Ryan joined alongside Big Rob Fabian and Corey Hammond. First time we've ever called a non-A7FL game together.
8 on 8 at that with pads.
Yeah. Feels
I'm
like we're in
hoping we
Bizarro world.
can we call the ostrich race?
Yes. Well,
Okay, cool.
Before you joined us on the broadcast, we were doing a mic check.
Okay.
And I informed Big Rob that I once was an ostrich race announcer in Ojai, California.
I'm here for it. Corey, you down?
Always. I'll ride one of the ostriches.
Ojai is like a couple-hour drive from here, so we got
I
some
think
time
so.
before the championship
I think
tomorrow.
so.
Are we taking the ostriches?
Yeah, we're gonna ride the ostriches.
I'll take an emu
An emu?
or a rhea.
Okay, there's ostrich classes.
I didn't know you were so much of an ornithologist.
Ornithology. Okay, yeah, I'm lost.
Those bipedal birds that don't fly are basically dinosaurs. But it's 7-6 here in Arizona talking football.
And now we will see the kicker. That's Reggie Young Sr.,
Oop.
and he will
Gives it the
kick
boot.
this one. That will be caught inside the goal line. Follows the pattern, and he's brought down at the 24. He certainly is drugged down, and it will be 7-6 with 10-10, not wins, left to go in the first.
Looks like Jawan Matthews on the return. It's interesting to see the way that they do these kicks, because if you kick it out of the end zone, they're not allowed to do the return. So it looks like these kickers could obviously boot it out, but they want the return, the opportunity for maybe a fumble, maybe a change of possession. So it's an interesting tactic in this arena style.
I'd be surprised if they can actually kick it out the back of the end zone.
Clock winding down. The snap and the handoff.
Gaither.
Met at the line of scrimmage, and we'll get maybe a gain of 1.
I'm kind of liking the direct snap to the running back because it
Me too.
allows, especially with less offensive linemen, with a three-man line, it allows for that 0.4, 0.5 second differential between quarterback to running back exchange on the handoff.
And
So it's
here-
one of the little differences in our game that we're watching now compared
Here's
to
an interesting.
your
Here's a
normal
question
football.
that I have. Playing indoors, and that sound rising up. It's a field house, so you can hear that noise.
Oh, my.
Cuts to the sideline, and it'll get to the 20, and it'll be brought down, and that will be first down.
I feel like the
down,
atmosphere
pardon me.
here in a dome, in an inside game, Matt, adds a lot, but it takes away a lot of those elements that will affect the passing game a lot. And we haven't seen a lot of passes today.
Right,
we saw the
right,
touchdown,
right.
obviously, to Palmer just a couple minutes ago.
Well,
We'll
to-
see what Greg Smith can do here
To
on
that
third
question,
down.
just all of the sound going up and out, and all of the fact that people can hear this, it makes the chippiness a little more interesting to
For
snap.
sure.
And that one will get to the first down. That caught by number 4, Jeremiah Reeves, an A7FL player.
The noise thing is very.
Pardon me, that was number 4, Hashan Blackburn.
The noise thing is actually pretty accurate. I can't really understand how this is where the momentum thing shifts. Where
Yeah.
if your sideline is screaming louder than their sideline, or your fans are screaming louder than that sounds gonna
Communication
travel.
is key. Yeah.
Illegal
Yeah,
defense.
so momentum here is very
Linebacker
different.
lined up too close to the line of scrimmage. That penalty is declined. First down.
So the result of the play stands, a good, quick, on-time throw from the veteran quarterback, Greg Smith, and the Saints are back on the move. A lot of times in arena football, guys, as far as I know, it's one of those watchman, nightcrawler situation games where if you get a stop, that's just a win as a defense. The offenses are set up to score with only 50 yards to go.
Right.
And on first down, we'll see what Snoop can do.
8:35 and counting. The snap.
Oh
Rolls
my
out to his
God.
right to Smith. Throws across his body. Intercepted!
Bye.
Momentum changing
And-
on a dime, Rob.
Indeed, and that play was dead upon arrival. That offensive line got completely demolished.
And that was number 24.
But that's Keenan
Keenan
Walton.
Walton.
And that's another A7FL player. But when you're a quarterback right-handed, roll to your right. If you're going to throw across
Take a
the
look
field,
at the middle of this line right here. Look at 72 get completely demolished. The
Yeah, he
press
got-
is, look at it. Huh? That's it. It's over. Now
but
the press
now when
is
you
there.
throw across your body, you
That's
better
over.
come with a perfect spiral
I'll
and a
take
lot of
that.
arm strength. When you leave it up there, it gives the defender time to close on it. And you see he's not there yet, but he gets there just in time for the interception.
Too
And it
easy.
will be 1st and 10, 8 minutes and change. It's so much fun calling football with you guys.
Long hair, don't care in the
The snap, the
backfield.
toss, that ball's knocked
Miscommunication,
loose, and the
and it's
Saints
out
will
of
pick it
bounds.
up. Oh, and out of play.
That's the
Definitely
toss
a
to
little bit of miscommunication on these handoffs, and tosses right now.
Could it be the sound? Could it be just a lack of consistency?
It
Like-
could
We
be.
know that Trey Robinson is a capable quarterback, but like you said, Rob, for the Insomniacs in this A7FL season, it's been a while. Credit Quinn, another A7FL player, for getting there and causing the pressure, but that's just a bad toss miscommunication, and this Kings team working through the kinks to try to get right on track for their offense rolling at full form.
It'll be 2nd and 17. Robinson off the snap. He'll set.
Why
He'll
not let it
throw that
fly?
one deep and
Oh.
out of reach of the
A
receiver.
lot of contact
Looking
towards
for
the
a
end
little,
zone.
looking for a flag. That was
The referees let those boys play.
Yeah, so the ball was thrown into the end zone. If the receiver had a free run at it, he might have had a chance. But the corner did a great job of making the contact look completely incidental, but it'll bring up 3rd and extremely long.
Oh, you caught that. You narked on him. You definitely caught that, huh?
Corey Hammond's going to Corey Hammond.
Blackburn was on the coverage there. 6:51. The handoff runs
Ooh.
right into the pile.
Yeah, I think
There
that
was
was just,
that whole bottom of
Yeah.
the screen was
I
wide open.
think that was just terrible running from the running back.
Yeah.
If they do run the replay, you'll see his entire left side was wide open.
Yeah, that's
Plays
also
like
a terrible
that-
play call.
but
It's
plays like
3rd and
that-
15.
But plays like that, as an offensive lineman, I'm going to turn around and yell at you. Like, are you crazy? Like, why
Yeah.
wouldn't you
The
run
hole was there, and maybe he
wide
could have got it.
open?
But on 3rd and 15 with a quarterback that converted with
It's
his
not
legs,
the
if you don't
greatest
call a
play
pass
call.
play to give the dual threat,
It's
it's
not
just
the
a bad
greatest.
offensive play call and brings up 4th and extremely long.
Right.
Trey Robinson looking to gamble a little bit as two teams from Vegas hope not to crap out here in the desert. The snap. Robinson rolls
pressure.
out.
Uh-oh.
Robinson will get on his bicycle. Oh, my goodness. And that will
Number
get him to
24.
near the
JoJo
initial line of scrimmage.
Styles
Wow.
introduces his shoulder to the general forward region of Trey Robinson, and this padded football is a great change of pace from the flag tournament we witnessed earlier in this building today.
And we'll see it again here on the
JoJo
replay.
comes back and sacrifices
Bang!
his body here for a big first down
just
stop.
driving the pads right
Wow.
into the right into Robinson.
And Robinson I'm used to walks through those hits.
Yeah.
Just saying.
And that's why pads are such a
They're a
interesting-
weapon, guys.
Yeah, they're an
You see-
interesting
You see
arrow
exactly
in the
why
quiver.
we talk about the A7FL and some of the things, because my man JoJo had a weapon on his shoulder and weaponized it into Trey's face.
Greg Smith trying to weaponize this opportunity and incomplete.
Corey, I don't think that's the pass he should have thrown.
The slant flat was the combo that I saw, and if you're going to throw it, you got to throw it in front of the slant. When you throw a pass behind the slant, sometimes you're avoiding that
There you
that
see.
crushing hit in the middle of the field. But he's lucky it wasn't intercepted there, and to bring up 2nd and 10.
Reggie Young Sr. doing the push-ups there. So our friend L.J. Smith would like to dole out on missed opportunities like that.
Well, he only did about 6 or 7. He should have really done 15.
Well, it's
10 is cool.
it's arena rules, so he truncated.
Exactly.
The snap, the
Uh-oh.
handoff, finds the sideline, and there's a solid gain. That will get him to the 21-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. They'll actually mark it at the 23-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5.
It's interesting to see Gaither here as a true running back.
Right.
He's shaking up a little bit on the play. He's going to need a breather. But Gaither, we remember in the A7 as a guy who could run a pass route and catch a great throw on top of somebody's head. You see the physicality there as he runs and gets about 4 or 5 yards and brings up a manageable 3rd down once again for Snoop.
4:43 and counting. Matt Ryan, Big Rob, Fabian, Corey Hammond with you. 7-6 your score. Ball on the 23-yard line, and they jump the line. They move their body out of time.
Got to stay
Outside.
disciplined, fellas.
Defense.
And a
Number
smart
43
quarterback
with
will
contact.
call the
5-yard
cadence
penalty.
and use that as
Results.
another weapon in your arsenal.
First down.
Matt was talking about a quiver. The more arrows you can throw at a defense, the more prepared you are
Correction.
to win.
Still 3rd
And
down.
when it's
3rd
3rd and
down.
6, if you could get the 1st down by just saying, hey, set, go, and they jump, well, now it's 3rd and 1.
Well, that's not our card.
That's an interesting way to get 5 yards and a useful tool from Greg Smith.
3rd and 1. The snap. Smith in trouble, and it will be 4th and about 8
He
after
gets
that
brought
tackle.
Down.
Deontay Flowers with the edge pressure, and if you're going to run a quarterback sweep that way with the running back in front blocking for you, you have to seal that man with the edge. So the offensive lineman missed it, but also the running back ran right past him, and what was a 3rd and 1 is now a 4th and long. got to make those blocks, Rob.
1,000.
Ball will be turned over.
So
It'll be Kings ball, first down on the 10.
So it'll be first down.
So there's no punting in arenas. So if they want to say, hey, we give it back to the other team.
Elect to forfeit the first down, and the Kings will get the ball at the 10-yard line. First down.
And
I
when
like
you're
that
down, when you're down 1 though, is that and you're near
smart.
your goal line?
It's smart, and the reason why I'm saying it's smart is because you don't want to risk anything weird. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to risk an interception. You want to give them the least amount of space possible by pushing them back that
But also
far.
with an only 50-yard field, you push that ball 20 yards and put them at their 10. A sack puts you now in a position for your defense to score points on a safety. And if you're off, the other offense only has to go 50 yards, you might as well push them back.
The Kings will be set up from the 10. The handoff, a flag on the play, and they will rush towards the sideline. And a gain of about 4 to 5 on the play. We have an injury on the play.
So another good run from Sean Jordan. But
Illegal defense. Defensive lineman lined up too far outside of the offensive lineman. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
So it'll be first down after the injury. And Rob and Corey, we take a look at the A7 NFL Championship this Sunday. And we looked at, we are in the West for the first time ever with the National Championship, and we'll see here on the replay, see what happened. Ooh, the two guys collided into each other on the offensive line. It looks like it might have been an abdomen injury.
yeah, it's probably in an area where not feeling too hot, but hopefully as we see him start to get to his feet, he can regain composure. Looks like Quinn, an A7 player.
And Daniel Quinn, and we see the Saints now on the sideline discussing things with the officials. And Corey, as we look ahead towards tomorrow, what are some things that you're looking forward to from this A7 NFL Championship game?
Well, I think we've talked a lot about the side of the ball where Mark Bagway is playing offense against the Insomniacs defense. And there's a lot that's interesting on that side of the ball. I think another thing that we could talk about is when we look at when the Insomniacs are on offense and the Nightcrawlers are on defense, because when we watched that game, Watchmen Nightcrawlers, as great as the Nightcrawlers were on offense, they let up 52 points. So we'll see tomorrow.
The snap on first down. Robinson will throw, caught, and that will get them to inside the 10-yard line. It'll be marked at around the 5. And that 2-yard line, starting from the 2-yard line, wasn't as helpful as they wanted it to be. The Saints back against the wall.
But, you know, in this arena style, even if you push somebody back a little bit with that punt, you still, if you leave guys wide open down the field, as we see the replay here, Trey Robinson has a pocket, steps up into it, fires the ball downfield, and cutting across those zones, 19 is able to find some space. That's Ronald White. And here's Trey again on the run.
Robinson will get in there. Touchdown, Kings.
The Kings offense is starting to click now. They're starting to get into rhythm, into sync. And you see there, that's the ability we've seen from Trey Robinson in the fall. In this very building, Matt, in the championship when he was playing quarterback in the A7, he has the arm, he has the legs, and he's a great decision maker. And another touchdown for the Kings.
The Kings now will go for the extra point attempt. They will go for a 1-point attempt from the 3-yard line. As we see again on the replay, great anticipation, stepping up in the pocket did Robinson, finding his receiver, and that was number 19. The snap, that was Ronald White Jr., and that throw to Denzel Daniels, a.k.a. Zelly, will lead it to now being a 14-6 game. Those championship points matter, Corey.
Oh, they matter huge, and when you can execute on the in-goal situations and the short situations, he throws to the flat, even if there is a rush and pressure. It's a great play from the quarterback, great play for the Kings, and they take an 8-point lead with 1:23 left in the first quarter.
A very comfortable 8-point lead, I might add. Trey Robinson made it look very easy.
Yeah, they're starting to click.
A little bit of pressure. Oh, my goodness. And he goes right in there. Wow.
If you're going to fill that hole as a linebacker, you better go to the right hole. Trey almost pressed it to the inside, made number 30 kind of hesitate towards the inside, open up a seam for him to take advantage of the touchdown on that short run.
And time is tight. The A7FL Championship is tomorrow, so don't find yourself in a hole and not coming out to Anderson Automotive Fieldhouse. Get your tickets now at a7fl.com/championship. That's a7fl.com/championship. You can also watch the championship live on caffeine.tv/a7fl, a7fl.tv, and internationally on DAZN and locally in Las Vegas on Fox 5.2. And no woos here from the Kings, as they are looking to dominate here, and they will bounce. That's a returnable ball, but it goes out of bounds.
And what's amazing is the quarterback that just scored was on the kick team and almost recovered it in Trey Robinson. So
That
great
young
effort
man,
there.
He can do it all. Clearly, he can do it all.
And the interesting thing here is the kicks in the AIFA are more like a punt, because if the ball goes out of play, it is not a automatic penalty. Instead, it just gets set up where the ball went out of play, and that will be on the 10-yard line.
It's a very interesting style of play. I would love to actually see a faster-paced A7 game played on the small field in this way with the shorter, back and forth. It'd be a shootout. I'm talking games would be 90 points on the regular.
Well, right now the Saints worrying about 6 direct handoff and a gain of about 3 on the play.
Gaither met him at the hole.
That was number 27 on the run.
When you reduce the amount of guys you can throw into the mix of what formations look like and what plays you can call, obviously there's going to be less differential in plays, but it looks like to me the Saints offense is pretty vanilla. There's not much going on, and they've been really, of the 8 or 10 plays they've called, 7 of them been in that exact play call.
The snap. Throws this one out of reach of the receiver.
Right out of reach.
But there is a flag.
Uh-oh.
So we'll be set at 21.6 seconds.
Juwan Matthews had a step, and if Smith was able to connect, that's a touchdown.
Personal foul, hands to the head, defense number 99, 15-yard penalty, first down.
And a 15-yard penalty on this 50-yard field is a much higher percentage.
Yeah, that is a
can't get a personal foul penalty when there's only 50 yards to go.
That's almost a third of the field, guys.
That could change the entire game. Got to be careful. Got to be more disciplined than that.
But another difference to this game is because the field is condensed now, there is only approximately 34 yards that the defensive secondary has to actually cover for. Most of the quarterbacks, whether it's this league,
first charge, timeout of the half.
you could throw beyond that. So when you can condense the field, it makes those zones cover a higher percentage, and it may be even a better situation for the Kings defense if the Saints choose to throw the ball.
14-6 your score. It's the AIFA here on Flash Media Sports, and that guy couldn't get out of the camera shot. He tried, God bless him, but he did not.
You got to try.
You got to try. And I'm trying the best I can to be the best version of myself. I'm Matt Ryan, joined alongside Corey Hammond and Big Rob Fabian. We are inside. We're usually outside, but we are inside the Anderson Automotive Fieldhouse. Great weekend here for A7FL Championship Weekend. Thank you to Derek Duncan and everybody at A7FL Nevada and A7 West for taking such good care of us out here. And as we go back to our days in Wildwood, it's 14-6. The collars are popped, the fists are pumping, and the countdown to the A7FL Championship is on with 21.6 seconds left in the first period. The Kings in the lead after taking their first charge timeout.
Does anybody else want to go to the beach, or is it just me?
There's a lot of sand outside, but no water.
The snap, Smith throws to the side.
They tip it. Wow.
Almost caught.
Oh, my.
But that'll be second down.
And the on-time throw from Smith is foiled by the defensive end getting his hand up into the trajectory of the pass. And if you're not going to be able to land the sack because a veteran quarterback releases the ball too quickly, you can affect the play by putting your hands up, and that's just a great play to end this first quarter. And whatever else we make Cole do.
Yeah.
Shout-outs to Cole.
Shout out to Cole,
man.
Captain of the All-Try team.
Oh, indeed.
And probably the only remaining athlete among the crew itself.
Yes.
Honestly,
the Saints looking to try here. The direct snap cuts to the sideline. And that'll be a sizable gain.
Uh-oh. Seems like he's a little shaken up.
9-yard gain on that play. Injury on the field. Looks like incidental contact And we will hopefully see our medics are running on the field. Shout out to our medics who have been nothing but helpful so far today. Last night, after we did the A7FL 3-on-1 podcast, we actually had a party. We had a block party in the parking lot, and we've got a parking lot party all weekend long. Lot J and a few other food trucks outside. A great time, great atmosphere, and inside we've got some great food. They have a mac and cheese hot dog here inside the field house.
They have a mac and cheese hot dog. They have a Hawaiian carne asada fry situation that was amazing.
They had this Hawaiian teriyaki chicken
and that's
bowl.
at the food truck
That's
outside.
at the food
yeah.
truck. Oh my God, they were so good.
And we actually have a radio remote here. The local country station in the Bullhead City area
Nice.
is here. The owner of the whole radio network is here.
I asked if they could get Taylor Swift. He said no, but I'm holding out hope.
For halftime tomorrow, Ronald Gaither being helped off of the field by the Kings, and wish him the best. Hopefully he will be all right. And we roll on. And Derek Duncan, our boss technically this weekend, and also the public address announcer.
Yeah, he confirms that Gaither is mostly okay. Obviously, a little shaken up. They're going to look at him underneath the booth, but a great run from him. And Gaither's really been the most consistent aspect of the Saints offense so far.
So now the question is,
got the touchdown, and yeah.
What are they going to do without him?
Well, they might still continue to call that direct snap to the running back and basic dives. Now, I like the way that reduces the timing, but I would like to see a little bit more diversity. When you do the direct snap, you can't really go back to then play action. So that's the only drawback. But with Gaither out, it's Jeremiah Reeves looks like at the running back position. And Snoop again catches the Kings. Going a little bit too early.
And Greg Smith has been doing such a great job of catching that Kings defense off balance today.
Defense, number 99. 5-yard penalty.
And again, these penalties on such a short field hurts.
Yeah, I would love to see if the Saints feel a little bit more confident in themselves. You don't need a lot of time if you have a speedy enough receiver to attack the vulnerable points of this defense. They're not in the spaces that they're attacking, which is shallow and to the wide sides. If you look, that space just behind the corners, especially at the bottom of our screen, there's a lot of space there. That's where I would attack.
14 minutes left to go. 1st and 10. Smith rolls out, and he will get it to near the 5-yard line. So time will continue to wind down here. And the opportunity for the Kings and the Saints to change the rhythm here.
Yeah, not a bad way to make sure that you get positive yards, stay ahead of the sticks. But if you look at that replay, the slant on the backside, the crossing route as he rolled out and stared down the curl flat little combo that he had on the right side, he eventually was wide open in the end zone. So on 2nd and near goal, let's see what Snoop can do.
The throw caught and stopped near the goal line.
And that's not a bad play call. It just so happens to be the same play call they had last time. So
no, Juwan, and Juwan Matthews, I think it is, right? He number 8. Real quick hook, on-time throw. Make sure he catches it, and it's 1st and goal.
And with the time winding down here, it'll be 1st and goal. The Saints looking to get this game a little closer, can take the lead if they score here and get a 3-point conversion. Smith will snap. He'll hand it off. Ooh. That's the number 4 ball. And that'll be in the end zone. Wow. Someone lost their bucket, and that was number 78.
Real chippy.
Montez Wilmer.
And that's Jeremiah Reeves on the run coming in.
Good for Jerry Reeves.
Yeah.
Not Jerry Reed, the coach from the Waterboy.
But he makes some men miss, breaks some tackles from others, and finds a way in the end zone. And that leads this 2-score game, and we'll see. It's interesting with the variety of options going for the extra point. You can go for the 1, you can go for the 2, you can go for the 3. Let's see how they think here. It looks like they're lined up at the 3 for 1.
Interesting choice here to go for 3 from the 1. Go for 1 from the 3. The snap. Smith throws it to the back of the end zone, incomplete. And it looked like more space would have been better for them, Corey.
Yeah, if you're going to go as close as possible to the goal line on that extra point, it would make more sense if it was a more immediately attacking play. But credit Greg Smith for not throwing to the first receiver, which was covered. He had a chance at the back of the end zone. It falls incomplete, but like we said, those championship points are going to be huge.
14-12 your score. It's the AIFA on Flash Media Sports. You can see the Las Vegas Kings, number 99, Mike Hill. Big man on that sideline.
Yeah, I ran into him right before the game. He looked very calm, very relaxed. Seems like he's been here before. He was actually with Packer.
The atmosphere and the energy of tonight has been...
Seems to be a little bit of trouble on the sidelines, but it's nothing that the players and the coaching staff can't handle.
Football be football.
Yeah, but talking to Packer and that young man before the game, the guys seemed very focused, very relaxed. They understood the assignment. They knew it was an exhibition game. It's time to shake the rust off. We're getting closer to the beginning of the season. We got to start putting ourselves in game-type situations.
And there's the kick, and that one will go out of play. A depth swat by the offensive lineman, number 48. That's Braulio Santos, a.k.a. Hulk. And it will be 1st and 10 as the Kings will take the field.
It almost seems more advantageous at times to try to kick it out of bounds. So
Right.
It didn't even make the 10, and now it's at the 10.
Right.
It's an interesting rule. We'll have to investigate that further. But it's Trey Robinson in at quarterback to see if he can answer the Jeremiah Reeves touchdown.
Too much investigating, and next thing you know, A7FL is going to start hiring kickers. But better not investigate too much.
You know what they barely are. I'm not going to say it.
No kicking in the A7FL, but kicking here in the AIFA. It'll be 1st and 10.
It's not Trey Robinson, the quarterback, actually.
The snap.
Why not?
Throw, whips it downfield. Caught! Touchdown, Kings! Denzel Daniels with an Oscar-winning performance, increasing the lead for the Kings.
And that's Robert Fuller, the southpaw, comes in, throws a perfectly spiraling dime all the way down the field, and that's a quick strike touchdown. That's the arena football we know, and it's 20-12 Kings.
And just coming right off of getting scored on. One play was all it took, and Robert Fuller feeling like a colonel right now. See that one on the snap. Stepped up, had time. Easy, effortless throw, and heaves it downfield. That would have been a touchdown no matter where you size that up. That was going to end up, even if he had to get to the 20 or through the goal line, Corey.
Yeah, smoked him on the route, threw a perfect ball, but credit the offensive line for a perfect pocket as well, and that's just well-played football.
The Kings will go for one, and they will get stopped before the goal line, and it will be 20-12. The Kings in the lead, the Saints battling back. A lot of time left in this one, but on the other side of this, we'll figure out if the Kings can get a stop on defense. CAIFA on FlashMediaSports.com.
Where's Scott McCorkle?
20-12 your score. Matt Ryan joined alongside Big Rob Fabian and Corey Hammond.
And now I'm hoping that this game doesn't get a little out of hand, because it seems the longer things go, the Kings are starting to really get back in their wheelhouse, and they're moving properly. So I'm wondering if this is the beginning of something that's going to get very dark for the Saints.
Well, and you know how I love the two-quarterback system, but when it's one of them's Trey Robinson doing the things that he could do, and the next guy comes in and throws a perfect dime, hey, maybe I'm wrong, but here's the kick, and we'll see how strategically they do this. But if you're the Saints, you just got to keep going with what's worked. Just keep in front of the sticks and try to score.
And that one will bounce
He's
out of play. And they'll call it out of play at the 3-yard line.
That'll be a touchback from the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Saints, down 8.
And that's Eric Shuford on the return on the kickoff team.
I like that guy, Eric Shufford.
Yeah, Corey had a conversation with him that you'll hear on the A7FL pregame show tomorrow.
Nice. Who else did you talk to today, Corey?
I talked to everybody's favorite TBS candidate at quarterback.
Scoot.
None other than Scooter the Forklift Scott Hamilton. We got to find a better name for him. Forklift was funny in the fall, but he's proven to be an elite quarterback, somebody that young quarterbacks could look up to for all the intangibles and tangibles that you see on the field. And I'm going to be really excited to see what he can do against that Nightcrawlers defense with his weapons, Davitt Clark and Eric Shufford.
Snap and
False start.
and
Offense, number
the
8.
false start
5-yard
on the
penalty.
offense.
Still first
Guys
down.
got to be disciplined, Matt. They have to be disciplined. The field
But the
is way
thing-
too short for this.
The Saints were the ones getting the Kings to give them free yards, and now kind of getting a rebate back like your taxes.
Yeah, well, when your quarterback goes for it on 2, and Rob is a lineman, you know this. You, as the offense, also have to remember. So
The
here's
snap,
the direct snap again.
direct handoff, and that one almost gets popped out, and a moderate gain of 1 or 2.
Pretty decent
Gaither's
game.
back for more punishment. That's a tough man right there.
Yeah, because Gaither was carrying the ball for the better part of the entire first quarter.
And with 9:33 left to go in the half,
That's asking a lot on the human body. These guys are coming down and making the hits. Like no one's cleaning anyone's clock now.
Yeah.
But they're coming down and putting a helmet on that man every time he gets the ball. That's a lot of work for a running back. And we know what's going on with running backs this year. Got to be a
Snap.
little more careful. Uh-oh.
tries. Ooh, a little too close for comfort on that tackle.
I just said it. They're hitting him.
Reggie Young with the tackle and getting used to that sound.
Yeah, and what that sound is that's that plastic of the helmet. And if that's involved in the tackle, it's not necessarily the perfect situation.
Not at
But
all.
as we go back now to 3rd down, honestly, what it looked like on that play is that the snap did get to number 27, who in back of his jersey says Marshall, but our roster here says
He
that
should
it's
have
Ron
read
Gaither.
it. It's either one or two things. His lineman should have made a better block, or he should have read it better.
We see out of the
Pass up.
replay. It'll be 4th down, getting back beyond the initial line of scrimmage.
But back to the original line of scrimmage, it'll be 4th and 10.
On 3rd and forever, you run a hook. You're really trusting
Ball be
the
turned over.
open field
First down,
ability
Kings
for
on
your
the
wide
10-yard
receiver to
line.
make a miss. I would have rather seen a post or a long route. We see the hit again here on a replay. Helmet involved?
Slightly, lightly. Nothing
But
too
you know
crazy.
what? The physicality we've seen today is impressive, and we got to give credit to all these guys.
We see the replay again of that last of one of the earlier plays, and there's that collision again. And if you want to see no pads, no helmets, and the same kind of action, the A7FL Championship is tomorrow. Action starts live in Nevada at 3:30. Well, the action starts at 4. Our pregame show's at 3:30, and we will be bringing you that action on the East Coast starting at 6:30 Eastern on caffeine.tv/A7FL and A7FL.tv.
And if you look at the Saints sideline, guys, it's what I thought. That direct snap that turned into a run, that was just a bad snap. You see they're working a new center with Greg Smith.
The snap.
Why not let it
Throw
fly?
caught
Easy
in
catch.
traffic over the middle.
Look who catches it now.
And he threw it to Trey Robinson.
Well, that's the thing. If your quarterback is also one of your better receivers, you might as well have two quarterbacks. So Robert Fuller, lefty, throws another dime,
And that was
another first down.
That was Fuller on the throw. And
Immediately back to the line of scrimmage.
Snap again, handoff to Trey.
throw.
Looks like a face mask is
wow.
going to bring him down.
Wow.
Backfield, flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be a face mask from Ryan.
That was
And
Personal
ugly.
foul.
Yeah, that was bad,
Face
but it's going to be
mask.
half the
Defense.
distance.
Half the distance to the goal. First down.
So it'll be first down from approximately the 12 or 13-yard line.
And here's the play that set it up. Fuller to Trey Robinson. Just great presence of mind to know where
Phenomenal.
he is and then just immediately land. He felt the pressure behind him. He saw the defender coming at him. So after the penalty with 6:55 to go.
And a lot of times you see the throw over the middle of the field that's low. That's actually a really thoughtful quarterback because that's where a wide receiver can get absolutely obliterated. Right. So letting him slide down saves him.
The throw, he looked like he switched hands. Wow. And that is number 8, Darren Palmer with the reception.
They go quick screen. They execute it relatively well. The ball was thrown a little bit high, but sometimes on those quick screens, Matt, Rob, it's more about how quickly you can get it out there. So especially when you have to catch the snap and get it out there, it gives Darren Palmer the chance to get another 6 yards. That's a pretty good play on first down.
6:18 left to go, 20-12 in the first half. 3 wide receivers set, 3 on the line. 2 in the backfield. Flag call. Looks like a timeout will be called. Timeout called by the Kings.
It's their second charge timeout of the half.
And that's Chris Wallace in there, the huddle, the head coach of the Kings. He and Derek Duncan are working together.
Hey,
dance party here in Bullhead.
If you have someone named Kiki in your life and you want to show that you love them, get tickets to the A7FL Championship on sale now at the Anderson Automotive Fieldhouse box office, and as well as a7fl.com/championship. And it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon, but we are still operating on New York time.
Oh, yeah.
And we are sleepy boys, but the action is fast and furious here on the AIFA.
Whatever extra energy I have watching this football game, I will share with my friends. I don't know how I'll do it, but maybe we can get a sponsor on an energy drink, guys.
We believe in you, Corey.
Snap, a little bit. That handoff, that snap, Rob. It seems to be kind of consistent today. The offensive linemen not necessarily getting that quarterback-center exchange clean.
Yeah, they're not getting that push either after the bad snap.
Well, and that's why sometimes you've seen what the Saints have done in this format of football. They do the direct snap to the running back.
Right, instead of wasting that time between quarterback and running back exchange.
You can't do the play action, so I guess it's a double-edged thing.
I mean, do they have time to do the play action?
At quarterback with Fuller in the backfield with him as well. So that's 2 quarterbacks in the backfield once again.
Whoa.
I don't know if that's legal. I'm new to this football, I guess.
Definitely illegal.
You can put a lineman in motion and have him start blocking.
He started blocking immediately before the play started.
Instant recall.
Instant recall.
He lives in the future.
He's like, I know he was going this way. No, he wasn't.
I saw it in a dream.
In the neutral zone. Half the distance to the goal. Still third down.
That's going to be a defensive penalty. Wow. So that was actually the way it was adjudicated, Matt, the way you talk about it, is the defender was responding to the motion and approached the lineman enough to give him the opportunity to defend himself. So what we thought was an offensive penalty is actually a defensive penalty, and the Kings move a little bit closer to the goal line.
Now in the red zone, have to get to the half-yard line for a first down, if not just get 6 points.
And here comes
Robinson will keep it. Robinson gets through, touchdown.
And what we know of Trey is he's never afraid of that, putting that shoulder down and finding his nose to the end zone.
Too
and
easy.
It's just a perfect situation there for him. They seal the edge. He cuts it back inside the block, an easy touchdown for the Kings.
26-12 your score. We'll see the extra point in a moment. Clock timing down here in the first half. And Rob, Corey, a lot of people said the Kings were going to get out ahead and get out early. And
they weren't
after
joking.
A few miscues in the early going, the Kings look coming.
They were not joking whatsoever. Trey Robinson is showing his value on every single style of football he plays. Seen him in flag, seen him in A7, and now I'm seeing him in 8-man pads. Still dominate the way he does. It's actually pretty amazing. Kudos to that young man for being able to have that kind of athletic ability on all these separate levels.
And they'll give him a breather, and it's Fuller back in at quarterback for the 1-point conversion. Throws a strike.
That's to number 80. No, pardon me, number 98, number 99, Mike Hill. So a thick boy reception, and it will be 27-12.
Well, if you're number 90 or above, and you have an opportunity for the catch, you better make it, whether it's an extra point, a touchdown, or it's in the middle of the field. But TBS is every season.
That's right.
Maybe not in 120-degree weather, because let's be fair. I feel for all of my TBS guys that have to go outside in this, but it's no better for the the thin boy season either.
No, not at all. You guys are sweating just as much as I am. Welcome to my world on the regular.
Well, hold on. Let me not. Don't act like I don't know what you're painting.
Oh, no, you know my
But,
pain.
Rob, what color have you been wearing all week?
Respectfully, I wore white yesterday.
That is true.
Today I wore black again. But I'm inside, and it's comfortable in here.
We inside.
With
that
central
walk
air
to the car after the game
is horrendous. But there won't be any sun, even though it would feel like it's out there. But, hey, Arizona Heat versus me, I'm losing.
You knew having 3 guys from New Jersey out in Arizona calling football, we were going to fill some time complaining about temperature.
For sure.
But to be fair, everybody that I talked to in the local Walmart was complaining just as much as we are. This is inhuman.
and it will be the kickoff.
And that's Young, a guy who I've seen make a hit. He's also a kicker.
Oh, with the boot.
Punches it. Here's an opportunity. Cuts to the sideline and is brought down. Just a moderate gain there to get to around the 15 for the 14, and it will be 1st and 10 for the Saints.
We've seen a lot of basic offense from the Saints, and in an exhibition where you're starting to learn the offense, you're getting ready for regular season form. You're going to see that. But if the Saints want to compete and try to keep up with this Kings roster, they're going to have to start taking some shots in the air, and then that might even set up for those screens and different types of intermediate ways to attack. But if they're just going to go with straight dives and quick throws every single drive, eventually the Kings are going to be able to find a way to stop it every time.
Oh, and they changed up the pattern.
There's a handoff. He finds a seam, and he gets to the 19, maybe the 18.
Corey, I think they heard you.
That's Jeremiah Reeves on a good run there. And what he does is he attacks immediately. I think what Greg Smith there is, you know, Rob, how sometimes you'll go on 2. You'll extend the count. When sometimes you shorten the count and you go on the first sound, catches the defense off guard. That's what I think happened there.
And no one was paying
easy
attention.
yards.
No one was paying attention.
Hey,
You're supposed to move when the ball moves.
The Kings clearly have shown so far they look a little bit better, but they've made a lot of mental mistakes that they have to clean up.
The snap. Interesting toss there. Smith, and looks like he blew out a tire, much like me when I ran against Casey Cox last night. And
When you won against Casey Cox last night.
Twice.
Well, he also made the smart decision after running around a little bit in the pocket. Here's the play previous. It's a great run from Jeremiah Reeves. Explodes through. Packer, number 7. Unfortunately, buddy, it caught you red jerseyed there. But it'll be 2nd and approximately 3 on the sack. But it was really Greg Smith finding nowhere to throw, nowhere to run, and just living to fight another day.
2:35 left to go in the first half. And
False start.
Definitely
Offense,
a false
number
start.
4. 5-yard
God,
penalty.
listen,
looked like that was
I
Hashawn
know how
Blackburn.
difficult that might be, but we do remember they are wearing helmets.
Yeah.
It might be hard to hear what the
And
call
we talk
was.
about that sound, the echo, being
Right.
able to have to listen and focus.
Right.
On top of all that noise has got to be a burden. The snap.
Why not let it
Oh, and that's incomplete.
Yeah.
He has 2 players over there.
And the ball was just a little bit out of the field of play for it to be a catch. And that'll lead us to the 2-minute warning, Matt. And the Saints, 3rd and extremely long, want to keep
The
this a
warning
close
is at
game.
1 minute, not 2 minutes.
Oh, 1 minute warning coming up.
Oh, they okie dokie.
That seems like such an interesting choice to make.
Honestly, but I'm guessing because the way the game's moving fast. These are 15 or 20-minute
You could
quarters.
score in 13 seconds in
Indeed.
this league. There's Snoop.
The snap, the throw, almost intercepted.
That's Packer with the tip. And
Phrasing.
Frank Smith just overthrows his receiver. Looked like he had him deep or intermediate, Juwan Matthews, and he can't find him. And it'll bring up 4th and 17.
Minute 9 left to go as we see the Kings in charge, 27-12. Will the new boy in the neighborhood, the Las Vegas Saints, find a way to topple Trey Robinson and company? We'll find out as we're at the 1-minute warning. It's the AIFA on FlashMediaSports.com.
1 minute timing will be in effect.
So if that brings up 4th down, guys, the change of possession rule is likely what they'll go with on 4th and 17. But if this Saints team wants to start converting and gaining yards and really threatening the defense for the Kings, it's nice that Greg Smith is able to get the check down every time, and he made a lot of veteran savvy type plays. But he's going to have to complete one of these excitement, these momentum changing plays, because you can also see it in the body language of both of these teams. The Kings are confident in both of the guys that they put back there.
Very much.
The Saints, they're looking for answers, and that's always a dangerous spot to be in.
And you know how these exhibitions go. One team is clearly better. The other team is looking to get better and challenge themselves. So they bring themselves forth to face a team of a slightly higher caliber than they are. And that might be what we're seeing right now, but the Saints still have to figure something out because they have a season coming up.
4th and 8. The snap by Smith. Under a minute to play. Smith throws. Caught! Touchdown!
And that's exactly how you answer it. On 4th and 17, Jawan Matthews finds space. And when you give a veteran quarterback time, he's going to make the right decision, makes a great throw, and it's caught for the touchdown.
And now trying to be a #1 stunner. And we see here Greg Smith with a great throw.
That's a pretty way to step up with the pressure in your face and deliver that ball. Corey, how would you grade that throw?
I mean, when you have a guy that open, it's actually one of the more difficult throws you can make as a quarterback because you don't want to do too much. So really the play there is made by making the man miss. He extends the play just enough so he can find his man. That's just terrible coverage in the back end from the Kings. They got to work on that.
And the snap going for the 1-pointer and will not get there.
And they rock bottom Gaither. That's tough.
27-18 is your score. 27-18 the score.
And in most versions of football, a 9-point spread with only the ability to convert either the 1 or the 2 point after the touchdown means it's a 2-score game. But in this league, you could actually go for 3. So it's still only that 1-score game. But those championship points, if the Saints can't convert them, which they haven't, even if they keep it close, it's going to make it impossible for them to win.
And we're so used to untimed downs in the A7FL.
Right.
Just this complete change of rhythm makes it a game where the Saints have to get force the Kings to get really terrible field position. I was trying to be smarter about it, but they need to corner kick this, and they need to avoid the back of that end zone.
But what's interesting is even if they kick it out of bounds, it goes just straight to the 10. So that's not great field position. It's not necessarily terrible. But we'll see what strategically they do here on the kickoff.
And that one will be kicked up by number 23.
Ooh.
And that's an opportunity. The clock will still run, but he's brought down. That is Tyrone Leakins.
Probably should have attempted to make a move on that run.
It looks like a flag came out on the play.
And look on the 20-yard line, Rob and Matt, you can see the tee went further than the ball. So,
facts.
Although the kick looked like it was good, not necessarily the way you execute that one. And it'll be great field position for the Kings.
After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 43 on the receiving team. 15-yard penalty, first down, Kings.
Yikes.
So check that good field position, actually.
Yeah. Ooh, ran right into him on that return.
Number 22 missed his block in horrific fashion. If that's my teammate, that's my friend, I definitely wouldn't want to miss a block that bad that can get him put out.
Toward ejection.
So are you saying that he's not good at blocking or that he's not friends with the guy with the ball?
A little bit of both.
After a missed block like that, you have to question it at that point.
Because it's like whiff.
Just checking the bottom of our screen. It's single coverage on Darren Palmer. If I'm Trey Robinson, I'm making quick work of it.
The snap.
Up
Robinson
top.
will keep it. Trey Robinson will cut down the field. Trey Robinson loading up and keeps going to the 9.
Whoa.
And it's a good thing that Trey Robinson hasn't become the
Timeout,
main
King.
target
That is their
or the
third
main
and final
weapon for the
timeout of the half.
Insomniacs, and he only plays about
It'll be a
5 or 6
30-second
snaps.
timeout. 30 seconds.
Which was a personal decision. He could be one of the starting quarterbacks in this league based on how good you see him. But if he's going to put that much into this game, what is he going to have left for tomorrow, guys?
That's a concern.
Hope and heart.
25 grand on the line tomorrow in the A7FL Championship. Will it be the Tampa Nightcrawlers or will it be the Las Vegas Insomniacs featuring Trey Robinson? You can join us at 4 p.m. right here at Anderson Automotive Fieldhouse. If you can't get tickets at a7fl.com/championship, we want you to come out and have a good time watching us on caffeine.tv, DAZN internationally, and of course on a7fl.tv.
And we talked about it, that these guys are a different breed, as we also watched a lot of guys playing the flag. Here's Trey again.
Snap. Robinson in trouble, rolls out to his right, finds some options. Ball comes loose, and it's picked up by the Kings.
Big fella got to move his feet, man. There's nothing that hurts my soul more than when a lineman doesn't move his feet on blocks. The play's not dead. The whistle's still going. These guys are whiffing on blocks and just standing around and looking for Trey to make magic happen.
And the clock is ticking down. They better hurry up.
Last play of the half. Robinson throws, and that's
Oh, man.
and that will stop with 2.2 seconds left on the clock.
He waited too long to throw it to Palmer, who was open for approximately 2 or 2.5 seconds. But with the field running out, he throws it short, maybe assumes that Palmer would come back to it. But again, I think I want to go back to the point that I wasn't able to finish. I know these guys are a different breed, as we talked about them playing in the flag tournament today. Some of those guys are playing tomorrow. And we see Trey here. He's going to be playing tomorrow. But I got to ask, and I really want to know, if you, in a weekend, have an exhibition game and a championship game, I know you got to make a commitment to your team, but is this a situation where Trey Robinson is doing too much?
In my opinion, once again, in my opinion, I do feel like he's doing way too much.
The snap and last play of the half. Caught. Will they call it? Incomplete.
Nope.
Well, the receiver's going to celebrate it because he caught it, but he's a little bit out of bounds. He's got to get his feet in, and they're still adjusting
Really gonna feel this is an
to
incomplete
the
pass,
sideline being
halftime.
cones and not a wall, but that brings us to half.
It's halftime. We'll take a brief timeout. It's the AIFA on Flash Media Sports.
This whole thing. So that's part of for tomorrow too. Listen.
I'm gonna piss. I'm trying to find us some caffeine or some energy.
Yeah, because I'm fighting right now.
Yeah, me too. Now you guys know how I feel.
Yeah, this game's kind of boring.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? This shit sucks.
Especially if it was controlled about 5 or 6 plays. But I literally just asked. Our mic's mine's hot. I'll turn it.
Is there anybody up there that could start the game clock, please, for halftime? No, set it at 15. Can you set it at 15 and run it? Thank you. Thank you.
And welcome back to the field house.
Yeah, do your thing. Ryan.
Oh, thank you. Bless your heart.
Or you just gave me a bonus one. Ryan, when do we go in?
Yeah, it's like a Rice Krispie treat, I think. No, I got them from downstairs.
This looks really sweet. Because I know you guys don't like soda. So exactly.
That's why I got the heater.
Yeah. Hey, Zach. You can put that. Can you put the headset on?
Tomorrow at 4 o'clock, we have the A7FL championship.
Ryan's so chill sometimes.
I didn't have my hands on him at first, but then he started rushing.
Before all that goes on tonight, directly after this game, we'll be heading out to the parking lot for our food truck festival.
And then I'm pushing him back and trying to tell him, like,
Great food provided by
on
the
the
food
side
truck,
of
guys coming down from Las Vegas.
trying to shut it down. He had rushes over. He was the cameraman. He's pushing.
And welcome back to the field house. No, I'm not Matt Ryan, but you get me for the third quarter. Double A on the Alvarez, joined by Corey Hammond and Big Rob Fabian. Hi, guys.
What's going on, man?
Thanks for having me on.
No problem.
All right, so after 30 minutes of football, it's the Kings up by 9, 27-18, and seemingly look at the first half stats. The Kings are pretty much dominated in every category you can think about, except the turnover battle is even at 1 apiece. Thoughts on the first half, gentlemen?
Trey Robinson is doing what Trey Robinson does best, and that's just taking over a football game no matter what position he's in. He ran a touchdown as a quarterback. He caught one. He's just changing everything. He's on kick return too, if I'm not mistaken.
And kickoff. He almost returned. He almost onside recovered as we hear
all Trey
the second half
Robinson
kickoff.
And we're set to go here. Ball taken by the Saints.
A little bit of shaking.
And
man.
here comes the Kings with the gang tackle. Fumble out of bounds.
That's Jawan Matthews, who has a touchdown catch earlier in the first half. But for me, what I want to see from the Saints is to go back to the more threatening type of offense. I do understand and admire keeping it balanced, having that versatility run and pass, but you can't just be short run, easy, simple run play. You have to attack the defense for them to at least think that you can throw it deep. Because if everybody's just going to sit in the box, you're not going to have anything on those short plays.
Rob, do you want to see some more pulling of the guards, running some toss sweeps, running some counters?
Not at all. No. But they do definitely need to be a little more versatile in their play calling. I'm not saying run tosses now. Please save that for someone else. But the direct to running back snaps that they've been doing seem to be working.
Back to pass, short pass caught. Ooh. And a fierce tackle there.
And that's a great read that brings me back.
And we got an injury on the field already.
Matthews, hopefully he gets right back up.
Physical tackle there by Keenan Walton with the nickname of Batman.
Keenan Walton, right, is one of the – and we bring in Anthony Alvarez here. We're calling him up from the AAA, we'll call it. He's here in the what we'll call the 3-on-1 booth, being looked on by Matt Ryan. We're all concerned. Hopefully Matthews will get up. Here's the replay. It's a slant flat, makes a great read.
Just a physical tackle there.
Just brought down a little bit awkwardly.
On the right shoulder. Hopefully it's nothing serious.
But we mentioned Keenan Walton. He is one of the members of an A7FL roster in the Nevada division, is he not?
I believe he is, yes.
Yeah, so we've seen a lot of A7FL guys. The football community here in Vegas, not only welcoming and really awesome people, but I do have to say, in the 2 times I've been out here, I've seen a lot of great football players.
Right.
And we've seen a lot of that here in the first half, and hopefully Jawan can get up after, a little bit. There he is.
It seems
good
like
good.
Up
now he's got to help out the trainer, too.
It just seems like no matter what football jersey he puts on, it just seems like Darren Palmer always finds the end zone, doesn't he?
Yeah, and what I love about the way that he scored the touchdown, one of my favorite Darren Palmer plays in the A7FL season was when he dribbled a man's head off the turf. I will never stop talking about
Unfortunately, that was called a penalty.
I know, and that's that doesn't necessarily make it any worse because it still happened.
Oh yeah, it's one of the best stiff arms.
The way he scored, he
Definitely
basically bullied a corner and was just a man against a boy. But here's second down.
Direct snap.
Here we go. Uh-oh.
Here we go again. Oh
no.
Ball on the ground.
Oh, no.
And this could be very disastrous for the Saints.
No.
And it is disastrous.
And after a couple of good runs from Jeremiah Reeves, I guess he was watching too much of the Florida Kings of Florida
earlier, yeah.
A flag team. He goes with the pitchy woo-woo.
And that does not work
If
here.
everybody on your team isn't on the same page doing that, or at least played basketball full court with each other one time, it's not going to be an effective strategy.
There's just
Don't
not
do it, ladies and gentlemen.
There's just not enough space on a field like this for those type of plays.
Well, not just that. There's only one Mark Bagway, and there's only one Logo Davis that can do that. And you're not them.
Not yet, you're not.
Antoine Osborne with the tackle for loss. And the Saints are backed up with 13:22 to go here in the
Credit to the Kings
third
after
quarter.
a couple of early, mishaps. They've really forced this Saints team into
In the
long
gun.
third downs.
High snap.
Go.
Screen pass.
Uh-oh.
And steps out of bounds.
That's Markeith Gullett. And it was supposed to be a setup screen. Really the key to the screen is you want to get the ball to the running back in a position where he can immediately accelerate, especially on the shortened field. So the high throw kind of slowed him down, and it'll bring up
The
fourth
Saints
and
will turn the
extremely
ball
long.
over. Kings will take over on the 10-yard line. First down.
So the Kings with their first offensive possession in the second half.
And I think we were talking about this at halftime just amongst ourselves. It'll be interesting to see what quarterback they bring out because Trey has been electric, but
Robert Fuller has thrown some darts in this game
Yes,
tonight.
he has.
Absolutely.
Robert Fuller is here for the job, but it seems like it's seamless. It doesn't matter who they put out. These guys are just, hey, you want to go? You want to go? You want to go? And whoever's up next just goes and does it.
And it is Trey Robinson in at quarterback for the Kings. With a 9-point lead with 12:48 to go here in the third quarter, just starting here in this exhibition AIFA game. Anthony Alvarez, Corey Hammond, and Big Rob Fabian, glad you're with us. Robinson in the gun, one back. Option play.
Oh, great block. Good hit.
And minimal game there.
most of the times when I see a speed option, what you do with that defensive end position is you leave him unblocked. The Kings in their scheme must have him blocked, but when he was in between Trey Robinson and the running back, it was by, the grace of God and also a really accurate and fast pitch from Trey. But I honestly think that was probably the wrong read. He could have took it up the seam and continued the option downfield, but credit the running back for getting the positive yards. Bring up 2nd and 6, which is still pretty good gain on first down.
Justin Manson was on the carry. Again, he's lined up beside Robinson, and you got Palmer on the near side with the one-on-one, and now the safety trailing over. High snap, and the give up the middle.
Ooh.
Carry taken there by Denzel Daniels.
That's Huff.
Yeah, Denzel Daniels is going by Huff on his jersey. I'm not.
It's not the
necessarily
Huff
sure
that we
why.
know, but
Not that Huff.
yeah, not that Huff.
We're A7 guys. We hear Huff. We think
Somebody made a move.
the U, don't we, Rob?
Yeah, right.
And a flag on the play, and they're going to call a false
Legal
start,
snap. Offense
on the
number
Kings.
48. 5-yard penalty.
and they'll back
Third
to
down.
5 yards.
Back about 5 yards.
I was wondering who the sound effects were coming from because I could see my partners in the booth.
Yeah, I thought
That's
I'm
Derek
like,
Duncan with the
it's
backup
definitely
noise.
Derek.
He's having fun.
Where is he?
It's a great weekend
He's
for
next to
NFL
Steve
and Vegas
Ashmore.
football in general. We just had
Operator,
Mike
please
Tice
start the
here
clock.
running
Thank
a
you.
combine.
That is a very tall man.
Yeah, and I don't know if everybody knew he was 6'8" until we saw the picture of Casey Cox,
Well-
basically up to his kneecap.
Robinson back to throw. Flag on the play. Rolling out to his right.
And he lets it fly.
Downfield. Passes incomplete. Looking for Daniels, but there's a flag on the play, and we'll check the flag.
We'll check the flag. What I like about the way that Trey plays quarterback is a lot of times he'll give a covered receiver a chance. So
Legal
Daniels
defense.
there.
Number 29, lined up outside of the tackle.
that
5-yard
was-
penalty.
That was a
Third
free
down.
play anyway. But go ahead, continue your point, Corey.
When you have a covered wide receiver and you trust him, you put the ball in a space where only you can catch it, you have two options. It's either an incompletion, which isn't really always that bad, or you have the chance at a big play. And what the Kings are doing is they're taking chances and they're taking shots and they're trying to get those big plays. What I want to see from the Saints is the same type of energy, and we just haven't seen it, not consistently enough to stay in this game so far. But
And
we
it-
still have plenty of time left in the third.
And it always comes back to that C word, consistency. It never seems to fail. 10:40 to go.
It does. It's consistently consistent
Yeah.
in its consistency.
Robinson again on the gun. Gibb,
Quick
and that's
handoff.
Daniels
He
again.
got open.
Big hole up the middle. He may be gone, and he is gone. Touchdown, Kings.
Wow.
And when you
Justin Manson hit the hole and never looked back.
And when you can affect the game by throwing the ball deep and threatening the defense in the pass game, what it does is makes those easy runs in the middle of the field open up, because you have to honor that guy going in that arena football motion to the outside. A defender vacates the middle of the field, and then that means the running lane for the running back on a simple dive is wide open, where you see a similar play from the Saints.
Here it is again on the
Motion
replay.
here.
Now watch the offensive lineman.
Great blocking, Rob.
He just followed 71
That's
and 48,
phenomenal.
and then this
And a
just
terrible
bye-bye.
fill from
That's
the linebacker.
phenomenal.
You had one job, my guy.
Now that's how you block for your running back.
He also presses the hole on the A gap on the other side of the center, the right side of the center. You see here, he presses the hole on the right, cuts it back, and accelerates for the touchdown.
Well, there was a seal, and Manson just went up the alley.
There was a seal here and there.
And there. And he ran, and Justin Manson went up the alley and found the end zone.
If you're quoting Vince Lombardi, you're doing something right. Here's the extra point.
Robinson, flag on the play, rolling out to his right.
Ooh,
Dropped,
You got to hang on to it.
but again, we'll check the flag. And it's a false start on the Kings.
Illegal formation on the offense. That penalty is declined. Extra point is no good.
But nonetheless, the lead remains 15 for the Kings with 9:13 to go here in the third quarter.
And when you see a drop, and then you look on your roster chart to see who it is, that's why you're number 90, right? That's why you're number 90.
You're not going to let the number go, huh?
Just don't let a quarterback come out here with a number higher than 19.
Scooter.
Please. Oh, remember when Scooter was 55?
Right.
My eyes were assaulted every single time I saw him throw a football.
Well, of course, there's always the Doug Flutie 22 reference when he went to Boston College. And Bernie Kosar wearing number 20 at the U back in the 80s.
But worse than ever, the movie Friday Night Lights, in which the quarterback was number 20. I will never watch that movie specifically because the quarterback of a high school is wearing a non-quarterback number, and he played in Texas. They should have got the little minutia right by getting a quarterback number on the quarterback.
Well, we know
I
how
digress.
we know how big Texas is when it comes to high school football for sure. As now the Kings are ready to kick off to the Saints, and the Saints need to go marching into the end zone down 15.
Well, if they march, it should be in formation. They're still working on their offense.
There's the boot.
But let's see what they can do on special teams. Derek Duncan
Derek
with
with
an
a nice
amazing
grab.
one-hander.
Look, Mom, one hand.
Wow. That's right, Derek.
And for those that thought that was a thumbs up, that was a hang loose.
Hey.
And after you ran that 40, Derek, be careful with the athleticism you show.
Might have
Here
to
on
go
this
join one
field.
of the teams out there.
Listen, man, there's something about the energy of this arena that it makes everybody, including Steve Ashmore, the cameraman that you see down there, just want to race, right?
He
He did it twice.
He did it twice. He's paying for it today,
Yeah,
though. He
he
is
is.
sore.
Yeah, he even raced me, and I
You
don't
got
tell anybody. I know that,
you
this
got
is on
cooked.
Flash Media,
You got cooked.
but I let him win. He was
Oh,
talking about
my
how much he
God.
worked hard for it. What would be worse than losing
you
a
really
race
let
to
him win?
slow, injured Corey Hammond?
Did you
First
really
and
let
10.
him win? He
That's
won't
the
tell me.
question. Flag on the play. Pass is caught.
The
Ball on the
is
ground.
out.
It was intended for Hassan Blackburn. And they're going to say he never had control. Ball on the ground, incomplete.
Illegal
But there's a
defense.
flag on the play.
Number 17, now lined up, shading the outside.
And they're going to
tackle.
call offsides on the
5-yard penalty.
Kings.
Still first down.
So it'll be a 1st and 5 for the Saints.
It's such a specific rule to arena football that they don't even know what the actual call is. But what the ruling is that as a defensive edge player, you cannot line out super wide outside of the offensive tackle, we'll call them.
Right.
And multiple times teams have been called for that. So we're going to see because it really is an unfair advantage if you're that wide and have that easy of an angle to the quarterback.
Matthews, the quarterback, in the gun, back to throw.
Why not?
Over the middle, in the air.
You gotta catch that. You gotta catch that.
And it's dropped.
Man. Come on.
Again, though, it's another short. It's an on-time throw, and those plays will be useful a lot. But if all of the routes are under 10 yards, and you got a guy like Jawan Matthews, who we're glad to see back in this game, and all you give him are hooks and slants and yards that are going to be in that box where it's threatening. You're going to get hit there, and you don't stretch out the defense, you're putting your offense in a really bad scenario.
You eventually have to take a shot downfield. Going for the option. No quarterback will keep it himself.
He kept it.
And he's close to a first down.
I had a candid conversation with Greg Smith, the quarterback there. And great guy, an experienced veteran in this game, knows exactly what to do with the ball most of the time. But you could see it there when he ran the option and they gave him the free lane. He was looking to give it to somebody and luckily found the end zone. Lives to fight another down.
But that's
but
good.
He does get the first.
But that is good yardage there by Gregory Smith, number 6. As we come near the 7-minute mark here in the third quarter, but the Kings already on a touchdown run by Justin Manson, extending the lead to 15, 33-18. And a free play, and they're going to call offsides on the Kings.
There was movement on the Saints line, but I think it was a
Outside.
neutral zone.
Defense, number 99. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Mike Hill called for the penalty.
It was a neutral zone infraction that caused the movement, so it is a defensive penalty. And we're talking about shots, right? Right,
Yes,
Dub? Right,
yes.
Rob?
Yeah.
What better opportunity on 1st and 5 do you have than to throw a pass that, if it's incomplete, guess what? It's 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5, yeah.
Sticks. So what I would love to see from the Saints is that they put pressure on the defensive secondary of the Kings, which, like we saw when the Kings had the ball, might open up some space for that run game that they're trying to establish.
Again, it's Smith at quarterback for the Saints, number 6. He's in the gun with 1 back and 3 wide receivers.
And there
Over
it
the middle,
is,
caught!
wide open.
And he's still on his feet.
Oh.
1st and goal for the Saints.
That
Way to
looks like
recover.
Jeremiah Reeves on the skinny post. And was it thrown quickly? Absolutely. But you see it's out of that 10-yard range, and then he's able to get deeper into the defensive secondary where there's less guys in the running lane for him after he catches it. So he catches it, is able to run, and threatens the defense and brings up 1st and goal.
There might have been Hassan Blackburn. There are 2 number 4s on the Saints.
Blackburn's got the dreads.
From the right
Reeves
side,
is skinnier.
close to the end zone, but just outside the pylon.
Nothing worse than when you get stuck in your running back or wide receiver runs into the back of your legs. It's a very scary one for me.
Yeah, and as a lineman, it's something that you're not prepared for because if you're doing your job properly, you never look in the backfield.
And that
It's the running
was
back's job to adjust to what happens with your block.
Right.
But if a running back can't control his movement and he runs right into you, it's a way to get seriously injured.
Right.
Marshall on the carry, 27. And the only reason why I know that is because it's the last name on his jersey. Back to throw, looking.
Great block.
Looking, oh, nice stick there.
Great
And at the top of the screen, number 4, Jeremiah Reeves. Greg Smith wanted to throw to him, but he was blocking the corner. So miscommunication on the play. This is an exhibition. These guys are still learning what they need to do. Let's hope Mike Hill from the Kings can get up quickly.
But also great pursuit there by 90, Derek Nubia, to make sure that
Wow,
Smith did not get the play off.
You know, it's funny, as a quarterback, when I see a pass play, I look downfield to see who the options are. And then I saw at the top of the screen, I'm seeing a wide receiver block, and a lot of times that sets up maybe a rocket screen underneath or a quarterback draw. No, it was clearly a pass play, and the wide receiver was clearly blocking for a run play, but it'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 9.
Marshall in the backfield, direct snap to him, up the middle. Oh, took some mean hit stick.
Phenomenal.
Oh, my
hit.
goodness.
And listen,
Phenomenal
I
hit.
never thought I would ever say this, but Young is not only a great defensive player that's been making big hits. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a kicker. That is the Kings kicker delivering a hit stick for sure.
Reggie.
right at the 4-yard line, which will bring up 4th and goal from the 4.
Reggie just said, hello. How do you do?
Reggie Young Sr.
Here it is again.
DB and kicker with
Hello.
shoulder. And whether that's Ron Gaither or Marshall, either the roster's lying to us or the jersey.
No, it says Marshall on the jersey. So here we go. 4th and goal for the Saints as we hear the 4-minute mark.
This would be a huge stop for the Kings and a really tough situation for the Saints.
Quinn is in there at running back, takes the fake snap, pass thrown, dropped, incomplete,
Misses
running a
his
flag.
target.
There is no flag, and the ball goes back to the Kings on downs.
And that's D. Reese with the tight, tough coverage. They're looking for a penalty flag, but if it's at the goal line and you're at the 4, that's within the 5 yards where you could be a little bit more physical. And that's just pretty good defense. Much better defense than offense, and a great stop from the Kings on 4th down.
So on the last drive, the Kings, with a mixture of run and pass, ended with a touchdown run by Justin Manson. As Trey Robinson is still in at quarterback for the Kings. As now Darren Palmer goes up to the far side. And 2 wide on the near side, 1 back.
And it's tight coverage on Palmer. They might go right up top.
Screen
Hold on.
caught.
Right
And a
into the
flag
man,
down
and
as
flags are
Daniels made the
everywhere.
catch.
They're letting those flags fly.
But we'll check the penalty. With 3:22 to go here in the 3rd quarter.
And it's JoJo Styles that's just pointing at the flag on the ground. He's just making sure everybody sees it.
Do you see the flag,
Holding.
sir? Because I do.
Offense. Number 21. Half the distance to the goal. Still first down.
And somewhere Ryan DePaul is really upset, holding on the offense.
Ooh. I don't know if you've seen it, but he got his neck yanked over on the corner there. I don't know if they'll play the replay so you can see it.
Yeah, that was where a little bit of the extra, we'll call energy, after the play was whistled dead happened. But
Each team with 3 timeouts to go here in the half.
listen, when you're at the 4-yard line and you get called for holding, that 2-yard penalty doesn't seem like a lot. But now they're at the 2-yard line, and the center quarterback exchange, if they're in shotgun, yeah, now it's happening in the end zone. So they're going to have to make sure that the snap is good. They're going to have to make sure that they catch the snap. And if they do anything like option or handoffs or anything like that, as we see, looks like Fuller in at quarterback, they better take care of the ball this close to their own goal line.
And more importantly, don't run out of the back of the end zone. DP get a head start, low snap. Fuller pass thrown, caught.
Oh,
But another flag. No, he dropped it. Oh, man.
Butter fingers.
I almost don't want to call out Tyrone Leakins for being the receiver that had such a perfectly thrown ball right
Illegal
to him. You
defense.
got to love the way that
29.
ball spins.
Drop back
But
in
the
the cover.
penalty's on the defense anyway.
5-yard penalty.
But
Still first
when
down.
you have the nickname of Prime and you're wearing Prime's number of 21, that's very high. That's a very high standard you're being held to.
Now, I don't know if you know the history of this, Dub, but if he gave himself the nickname of Prime, it's about to change real quick
Oh, yeah.
because
Robert Fuller paying the ode to Jim McMahon and Kurt Warner wearing gloves on both hands.
I'd say it's more a Teddy Bridgewater
Him
thing at this
too.
point.
Him too. But none of them were lefty. Takes
Oh,
a
now
shot
let it
deep,
fly.
in stride.
Ooh.
Had a man, but just short.
The ball leaves his hand and spins so beautifully that even on a bad throw, it looked like it was going to be a touchdown. But it's just way too short on the post. And you almost want to see him drive with his back foot and turn his hip into it. You've seen some perfect throws so far from Fuller when he's been in, but they're just a little bit too short on the deep route.
Deontay Flowers was the intended receiver, number 15 for the Kings. As we had 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter, 15-point lead for the Kings, 33-18. Anthony Alvarez, Corey Hammond, and Big Rob Fabian. Glad you're with us on Flash Media Sports for this AIFI exhibition game. And there's Robinson, cuts back inside, a gorilla tackle there.
And
Out of bounds.
The kind of runner, especially when he has the ball in his hand in open field, that Trey Robinson is yeah, he's going to make a lot of guys miss on the first attempt. But if you're a good defense, it's not just one guy that's there to make the play. So, yeah, he makes the first guy miss. He almost makes the second guy completely miss, but the third guy's there to clean it up, and that's just good defense.
And I mean,
brings up 3rd and 10.
The key point is they are chewing clock. Third quarter is almost over, and the Saints don't look any closer to scoring than they did at the end of the second quarter, at the end of the first half. So right now, all Trey Robinson and company have to do is keep it calm and keep it simple. Nothing else is happening on the Saints side of the ball.
Agreed. Fuller still in at quarterback. He'll take the pass.
Oh, excuse
now
me,
he'll
sir.
keep it.
Oh, got him.
And the Saints defense, with good team defensive tackling, brings down Fuller.
And Fuller does all he can. And, yeah, did he gain a lot of yards and convert the first down? Absolutely not. But he actually basically had a scoring play there because he took points away from the Saints by making sure it wasn't a safety. He was in the goal line when first made contact. Getting out, making sure that they can now punt it was probably the best that he could do on that play. So credit the young man for getting out of the goal line.
But more importantly,
maybe one of the most influential taking the sack situations I've ever seen.
But more importantly, that he held onto the ball because the Saints, there was 2 or 3 of them trying to do the Peanut Tillman and try to take it out of his hands, but he did not lose the ball, which is the important thing.
Not at all.
Shout outs to Peanut working on our crew. Not a lot of people in the world named Peanut, so if you make a Peanut Tillman reference, might as well shout out our guy named Peanut.
Shout out Peanut, man.
Also, Dave Soberman, birthday boy. It's a birthday weekend.
It's a birthday weekend for the Sobey, one of the Sobey brothers. Interesting name, man.
So from the 10-yard line is where the Saints will take their next possession with 35 seconds to go here in the third.
And at this point, Corey, what do you think the Saints can do to adjust?
Well, I think what you saw when they ran that skinny post is what I would be looking for. It's not that Greg Smith can't deliver a ball. It's that they just have to call the right routes that attack the right areas of the defense.
Blackburn is alone back. Smith can take a shot deep. He's got a man open, but overthrows him.
And honestly, that's where I would be attacking the defense because there's no safety, there's a lot of space, and Matthews has been wide open that range of the field time and time again for the Saints offense.
But it's plays like that, though, you got to hit.
Right.
You got to hit on plays like that.
Yeah,
that's the end of the third quarter, and it's been all Kings. They scored 1 touchdown in the third quarter, and we got 15 minutes to go in this exhibition of this AIFA indoor football game between the Kings and the Saints. It's 33-18. So, guys, not a lot of scoring here in the third quarter, but a lot of, in the Kings' perspective, protecting lead and, more importantly, using the clock as their ally.
Well, and what we saw from the Saints is they took a lot of time off the clock, getting the ball moving and trying to get into a rhythm, and then they got into scoring range. Credit the Kings defense for making a stop. But now it's on the Saints right now. Look, it's been all Kings, and if you are a fan of football, a fan of entertainment, a fan of Big Rob, tomorrow, 4 Pacific, 7 o'clock Eastern Time, A7FL history will be made. The first championship between 2 teams in different conferences will take place here in Bullhead City. Vegas Insomniacs, Tampa Nightcrawlers, A7FL tomorrow.
As we start the fourth quarter, Smith takes a shot downfield again. Has a man. Incomplete.
I'm calling that flag. Why are you bumping him? It's uncatchable. What are you doing? There's no need for any type of contact. You're already up. Now, if I'm the Saints, it's an exhibition match, right?
Correct.
Let's start to work on things that we might need to work on later in the season. Let's start throwing things around. Let's start using second-team guys. Let's start really trying to mix things up because nothing we've been doing has been working.
That was Hassan Blackburn, the intended receiver.
But you see what they have been doing recently, even though they haven't been hitting them, at least they're attempting
they're
the ball.
They're trying to stretch the field, yeah.
Now, Greg Smith is going to have to eventually complete one of these passes, but you see, the lot in life that he has is a similar lot in life that I might know.
Yeah, that's
There's a guy in his
unnecessary.
face about to kill him. He's older than most of these guys, and he's just trying to stay alive. So the fact that he missed that pass, not necessarily the end of the world, but it brings up 3rd and 10.
Sets up third down from the 10. High snap. Smith back to throw, rolling out. Off his back foot. And that should be picked off, and it is.
Running to his own man. Oh, my.
Credit Jeremiah Reeves, number 4, out there, doing his best to try to rip the ball out of Walton's hands. But Greg Smith, when he ran out of the pocket, made a huge mistake. The pocket was clean. He could have stayed in there.
Number 90, Drop back into coverage. 5-yard penalty. Still third down.
So the interception is neglected by the penalty on the Kings.
Yikes.
But what I don't like is the body control that Snoop showed. When you roll to your right, if you're going to fire it down deep, what you cannot do is fall to your back foot and basically go into the fetal position.
Right.
Listen, I've been in a fetal position. Usually I'm forced into it from a crushing blow from a guy like Freight Train on the Watchmen or something like that. Phrasing?
Phrasing.
Well, D has always been a problem for me. And I gotta face the defenses that I face as hard as they come at me. I think we broke Rob. But the penalty negates all of what I just said, and it'll be 3rd and 5.
So third and manageable for the Saints as they trail by 15 here in the fourth quarter. Smith going out to his right pass. Intercepted.
Oh, my goodness.
Throws it right to him.
Not lie. Oh, my goodness.
Picked off
oh
there
my
by D.
goodness.
Reese.
Hold on.
Reese still with the ball in his hand.
And he
Laterals
puts
it.
it back.
Ball's on the ground.
And they
Still
get it
picked
back.
up by the
Wow.
Kings.
And this is,
There's a lot going
it's
on.
what you said earlier. You are not Mark Bagway. You are not Logo.
No.
Please.
Stop.
Keep the ball in your hands and
Stop
just run.
it.
Stop
There's
it.
a
Cut it
lot
out.
going on. There's a guy on the field. There's a flag on the field. There was an interception after an interception.
There's commotion.
pitches, there's fumbles.
There's commotion all
There's
over the
football
place.
everywhere. And let's look at the replay.
And someone just screamed out, "Are you not entertained?" Right into the gut with the interception.
Threw it right to him.
Yeah, they've gone with that rollout play, quick throw, and it's worked a couple of times, but my guy
After the
D.
play,
Reese figures it out.
I will just say
Personal
this.
foul. Number 52 on the intercepting team. 15-yard penalty. Kings ball.
So the Kings will be backed up after the interception after the injury is
I don't even- just looking at the replay there, I don't even know what Snoop saw there. It's a timing route
know
and
what he
it's
saw
a
either.
crossing route, but I don't know exactly what forced him into that decision. It wasn't a good one,
no.
and the personal foul penalty afterwards kind of makes up for some of the confusion that's going on. But luckily,
And it looks like it might be either Gaither or Marshall. And the Kings over 250 yards of offense here today.
and that's
Nice.
really impressive because on a 50-yard field, that's 5 trips back and forth on
Yeah.
the field. So
Yeah.
if you
Right.
really do the math, if you're playing on a 100-yard field, the equivalent would be 500
Yes.
yards
Yes.
of total offense.
Jeez.
So when you really put it in perspective, the Kings right now offensively are getting whatever they want. And seemingly, guys, it's only when they start just doing the pitchy woo-woo thing.
That's when things start
Shout out to
messing
Scott
up.
Van Pelt somewhere.
Who is now going to be doing Monday Night Countdown during the season on Monday Night Football. Robinson on the give. Fumble! And
they
gets it
dribble it.
back.
They dribble it.
Yeah.
That's reminiscent of a time Dre Robinson dribbled it in a fall championship
On
game in
the
the same
on this
building.
very field.
Bounce pass to himself. Assist to himself.
And fans of this arena league, we apologize for always going right back to the A7FL, but this is A7FL Championship weekend. This is Double A. Anthony Alvarez, other side of the ball personality and play-by-play man in Vegas for the A7FL. I'm here with Big Rob Fabian, influencer extraordinaire,
Oh,
but
my
also
goodness.
co-host of the 3-on-1 podcast and A7FL Games of the Week broadcast team.
That
That's
was
Trey Robinson, one of the best players in the A7FL.
who's about to roll out.
And-
He's got a lane.
Oh,
He's got a
my
lane
goodness, the
with
turf
that
monster.
speed.
That
Robinson
is a great block.
close to the end zone.
The turf
And it's
monster
first and
has
goal,
struck again.
Kings.
I think we need to look at the replay. We're not always going to clown people, but the Saints blocked themselves in an epic block that I've never seen a more effective block in my life, guys.
Trey Robinson was so scary that he dropped 2 guys.
Here's
without
the
even
replay.
Here's
touching
again.
them.
Here
Take
it
a look.
comes.
Look at these 2 guys. Oh, no. Oh.
Back live.
Ooh.
And a good tackle there.
We all were
Okay,
disappointed.
no.
No, you got to replay it.
You got to rewind
Yeah,
that.
you got to go back just a little bit.
Shout outs to our crew dealing with our antics and also broadcasting this great game. If it wasn't for them, us talking would be nothing. Anyone can talk. So shout outs to my guys. And if it was Matt Ryan, he would go through the
look at
list.
this.
Here it is.
There it
Oh! Look, John Cena has had a big impact in this game. You can't see him, but there he blocks 2 people in one play.
Without doing the 5-knuckle shuffle.
What a silly look.
Under 11 to go.
And Trey
Robinson's
keeps it
going to keep it for
and runs
himself.
back into the guys.
Pass
and-
caught.
oh my
Touchdown.
goodness.
Mr. Daniels.
Oh, my goodness.
I was going to say that was the wrong read on the choice option because
it
3
wasn't.
guys were in the point of attack.
They
But Trey
panicked.
Robinson goes into a back
When
pedal
they
like he's a
saw
corner.
him, they panicked and crashed down and said, there's no way he'll throw it. It's Trey Robinson. You have no clue what he's going to do next.
Here it is again. Fakes the handoff.
We
There's
got him.
3
We got
guys
him. We
there.
got him.
Psych.
We
Nope.
don't got him.
And just a little sidearm action, and Mr. Daniels
Oh, man.
just waiting for the ball.
Easy.
Daniels'
touchdown.
second
And here-
touchdown.
And here it is again.
Here comes the Doublemint twins.
Tangling legs, giving Robinson more room than he
Gosh
needed.
darn it,
So
bro.
John Cena, accomplished wrestler, now actor.
Yes.
Great blocker. Can't see him.
Love him as Peacemaker.
Love him as Peacemaker.
He was pretty good as Peacemaker.
Sidearm. Volleyball.
Oh,
Came down with it.
The Saints did.
oh wow.
So it'll be incomplete.
That's going to be ruled incomplete.
Now,
So the
now I
King-
know you're looking at the time and looking at the score and saying, "There's no way." But the field this short and passes, these guys can score very quick. This is not like traditional football
No.
where Trey Robinson and company can drag this out if they felt like it. Of course, they can waste a little bit of time.
Well, keep this in mind. This is where Kurt Warner made his name before he got discovered by
Right.
the Rams.
Wow.
Well, and what you need to do to score an arena is connect on those passes that
Yes.
Greg Smith's missed.
Yes.
We've seen the plays that they've called and have wide receivers running by themselves down the field. If they just go with vertical, quick passes, they'll likely have their best opportunity because I haven't seen a safety for the Kings. I haven't seen double coverage on Juwan Matthews, number 8. I haven't seen double coverage on Jeremiah Reeves, number 4. If they can get past the corner, especially using that motion that is so dangerous with a running start with the arena rules, they could come back in this game.
Would it be safe to say that the Saints have definitely left some plays out there on the field today?
I think it would not only be safe to say, it would be the only thing that you can say because the audience watching, they have eyes.
Fair enough. Ball out of bounds, so that'll be great field position for the Saints as the kick goes out of bounds.
Ball's kicked out of bounds. Ball will be placed on the 10-yard line. First down.
And that's that rule. It could go out of bounds, I think, at the 20, at the 25. It goes straight to the 10, so I don't even know why they don't just kick it straight out of bounds unless you're specifically looking for the turnover on what has always been a very violent special teams play in the kickoff and the kickoff return.
So the Saints down by 19.
I wouldn't say the Saints fans are putting bags over their heads yet.
No,
But
the Saints
based on
ain't.
what we've seen since I would say, midway through the first quarter where the Saints were able to execute their basic offense, they've really needed more from either the quarterback or the playmakers of the offensive line, on offense specifically, and we'll see what Greg Smith can do.
Smith underneath, pass caught. But you got to go forwards, not
Yikes.
backward.
Oh!
Whoa, hello.
Oh, no. That ball was out. That ball was out.
Well, what they are going to call is that because the whistle for forward progress, the extra effort there
Push the foul.
to do.
Defense number 17. Unnecessary roughness.
You can't exactly do the Scott Steiner belly-to-back suplex on a football field.
That hasn't stopped them this week.
No,
Take a
apparently
look at
has
this.
not.
Ball's out before, yeah. Oh, my goodness.
What would an A7FL broadcast be without our play-by-play guy doing a perfect description of a wrestling move? Shout out to Matt Ryan. What's up, my guy? He's watching over us, making sure that we don't make any of the mistakes that we normally do.
Yeah, making sure Corey doesn't derail the show. But Corey's been well-behaved for the better part of a half a day. So I'm happy, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with it.
Better part of a half a day means that probably a percentage of about 38%.
As soon as we leave here, I didn't want to interrupt Dub because Dub's been doing a great job. But as soon as we leave here, I know it's going to be that problem. The handoff cuts to the sideline and it'll run out of play, and I'll give it back to the man on the mic, Anthony Alvarez.
See, Matt Ryan can't even help himself. He's going in there to just do a comedy bit, and all of a sudden the play-by-play comes out.
He can't even help himself.
Thank you, Matt. 8:40 to go here in the game.
And we're having fun. You should, too. This is good football.
I'm
This
sorry,
is
Dub.
good
For the
football.
Kings.
I'm sorry, Dub. I know you might not be used to this kind of energy, but we got you.
He
I
works with
promise.
Scott McCorkle. I'm sure he's gone through
Dub,
semantics.
I am now corrected. I forgot you work with Scott. Shout outs to Scotty Too
He
Hotty.
he works with Corey Hammond Plus,
Yeah.
Mr. Bjorn Skarsgård.
Yes, from the
Scott is a
Rainbow
wild
Bridge of
man.
Asgard.
I love that you say that every time. I knew
Where
you
the
would.
booming heavens roar. Back to throw. Smith underneath. pass, incomplete.
These guys, it's a whole lot of content.
And listen, in a full game of a full day of football, excuse me. We've had the flag tournament, we've had the arena football, we've had the full gamut of just pure athleticism, and sometimes that quirky way that flag players move to avoid the flagpole, but also some bone crunching hits. Look, we could talk. We don't really want to get into the weeds about what happens when you put on a helmet. But what we can see is that these two teams have came here to play physical football, and it's just been a great day here in Bullhead.
With the main event coming to you tomorrow night at 4 p.m. Smith rolling out to his right, throws across his body, which is the one thing you don't want to do playing quarterback, is doing a pass like that, which, Corey, you can speak better to that than I can.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the design of the play to roll out immediately or the quick pressure has forced Greg into a little bit of a bad habit. But, Dub, you're right. If you're rolling to your right, unless you plant your feet or completely change your body momentum so you can get forward, or, let's be honest, your name is Mark Bagway, you don't want to throw it across the field, because when he saw when he did that in the first quarter, he threw the interception that was almost returned for a touchdown. So it'll be 4th and about 6 for the Saints. And first of all, the offensive line has to create a pocket. And second of all,
100%.
Greg has to deliver an on-time pass. It's not just a hook on time.
Smith, pressure, open, caught, slipped, dropped the ball.
My goodness.
And the extra effort on 4th down to get the first down matters if you can get the first down, but pretty good play from Greg Smith to get it to a guy with a man in his face.
Play, turnover on downs.
But if you're going to try to convert that first, you got to make sure you have good footing, and Tyree Love slipped, fumbled, and turns the ball over on 4th.
And because of that, he was a yard short, and the Kings pretty much can run out the rest of this clock.
Yeah, at what point is Trey Robinson going to come out? And not only they let a guy who's shown he's capable in fuller spin, but give him a little bit of a breather, because I think he has a job to do tomorrow.
Yeah, he does.
Corey, Dub, you guys took the words right out of my mouth. Trey Robinson is a key factor to that offense.
Yes,
tomorrow.
he is. Yes, he
Dub,
is.
We've talked about this multiple times.
Yes, we have.
This is a very physical game he's playing, whether they're winning or not. What will he be worth that team tomorrow?
Well, apparently another touchdown pass.
Oh, my God.
But he fumbles it out of bounds.
What?
Which would have been a fantastic play if it would have stayed in bounds. But
sometimes I really enjoy when a wide receiver stabs at a football in the air, but that time he stabs at it so aggressively that he bounces it out of his own grasp. And what was a sure touchdown is an incompletion, which should have been 6.
Deontay Flowers, the intended receiver, but again, Trey Robinson with a beautifully thrown deep ball, steps into it.
I don't know how well you know my game, Dub, because if you've seen game film of me, it likely is for the 0-7 Boston Omegas. But Rob knows for a fact I would be throwing it deep every play.
Oh,
against
every
these
play,
defenses.
every play, no hesitation. Trey Robinson doesn't care about a rush.
Throws, pass, caught.
Ooh, out of bounds.
Ooh, they're going to say out of bounds. Yes.
And
the hat came off, and the hat comes off. That means he stepped out of bounds first, and you can't be the first man.
And I will say
to touch the ball if you go out of bounds.
These arena teams have a wall.
Yes.
So very difficult to go out of bounds when there's a physical wall there. But they do have to adjust, and they do have to run to the right, spots of the field, because that little bit of space is the difference between being covered and not, especially against the zone coverage, and that's why it's an incompletion.
Could you gentlemen have played arena ball if given the opportunity? Do you think you guys could play this?
100%. I played semi-pro, won a championship there, then did the same thing at A7. Arena ball would have just been another avenue to showcase my skills when I had them. But now I'm retired and old and just worry about looking handsome on TV.
Well, retire with multiple rings. Don't forget that part.
You know the vibes.
Rob has more rings than I have playoff wins.
Oh, boy.
That's because you're gaudy with your jewelry.
I'm trying to be like Matt with the jewelry.
Not to mention his Paul Heyman prowess.
But to answer your question, I think the physicality is not an issue here. I think the way that the defenses are played, but I will be honest with you. In the 10 years that I've been playing A7 at football, you know the one thing that I never do?
What?
Take a snap.
You've always been in the gun.
Yeah.
I'm in the gun, and I'm holding the ball in my hands, and I can throw it quickly. You see on the quick screen there on the last play, it's a lot harder for a quarterback to catch the snap and throw it out there and have it be accurate. That's why it was a little bit off.
Right.
Then when you start the ball with your hands, that's one thing I would have to adjust to.
High snap, but Robinson gets it anyway. Rolls out to his left. Robinson throws it.
Oh, wow.
Tipped.
That kid almost caught that one.
Pass breakup by the Saints.
And it nearly was caught by both teams.
And that's another one
Illegal
of those
defense,
times.
illegal blitz, number 56. Number 56.
Illegal
on the
blitz.
outside of the A gap. It's a 5-yard penalty.
Uh-oh. Got to be
Correction
careful with
number
those,
5.
fellas. Sneaky
Still
little
third down.
penalties.
Well, we've been going back and forth, -5 here, +5 there, and it seems like we've been here third down for most of this fourth quarter. The last thing you want to do is give Trey Robinson another opportunity
To showcase his arm talent.
to showcase any talent because he's got so much.
Is it just me or does the Kings jerseys kind of remind me of the BC Lions from the CFL?
I just like how in this dome, the lights from the ceiling reflect off those shiny helmets.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, my.
Hello, how do you do?
Yikes.
Look, and I've seen number 56 for the Saints miss a couple of plays, but when you wear a neck roll, you better get at least one of those a game.
One of those.
And that is a great tackle there in open field. Brings up fourth down.
Listen,
Well, of
Romanowski.
course, one of the
That's
last
Jeff
guys.
Torch setting the running back on fire.
Well, one of the last guys to wear the neck roll was one of my all-time favorites, the great Mike Allstott, the former Boilermaker of Purdue
that-
and Tampa Bay Buccaneer, one of my
that was
all-time.
Mike Allstott giving people hit sticks on offense.
Yes.
Right.
One of my all-time favorites.
Oh,
Fumble!
he gets it back
Well,
off
gets
the
it back.
dribble. Excuse me.
Robinson
A little bit of
I'm
pressure.
sorry, too bad.
playing
I'm
some
too good
backyard
for you.
football. Gets a block! Ball on the ground, and the Saints get it.
Cover it. Wow.
That's what I'm talking about, right? That snap's sometimes a little tricky.
Yeah.
And you see the heat on it. Fumbles it, gets it back, tries to make something out of nothing. And on fourth down, you kind of understand trying to go for it. But the worst thing that you could do is turn the ball over, not only because they get the ball, because it was fourth down, they were going to get the ball anyway.
Right.
But now what you did is you gave the Saints like
Take a
that
look at the
hope.
rush. So he gets past it, and take a look at this block right here, right on the shoulder.
Hello.
Bam! He just can't get past that second guy.
But there's the
And
Peanut
then-
Tillman.
There it is. And the Saints recover it. Great job by the Saints to stay with it. But, I mean, with 2 minutes
Greg
and 30
Smith,
seconds left,
He could score quick here.
100%.
They're down by 21, but it could be 14 real quick. No, don't do it.
Oh, my
He did it.
goodness.
But he's open. Oh!
And now that's
this-
technically what it works out to be is just a broken flea flicker. So that's totally legal. And if it was a catch, it would have counted.
But again, this is what has killed the Saints all game long. Is
Honestly.
the opportunities have been there, they
Right.
just haven't capitalized
Right.
on it.
And a lot of times in an exhibition, that's what you're trying to work through. You're trying to make sure. We know for a fact it wasn't a flea flicker. That was one of those opportunities that Jeremiah Reeves made the same mistake twice. It would have worked out for him if it was a touchdown. But if I'm the coach on the sideline for the Saints, I'm calling my friend Jeremiah Reeves to the sideline for a discussion, and the intensity level of that discussion is how visibly I am on camera.
You're going to
Sets up second down with 93 seconds to go.
Here we
upset.
go.
Smith over the middle.
Interception.
Oh, what an interception!
Touchback.
Go up and get it, young man.
Wow.
That looks like
and-
Jaylene
and
Lockett
he
that
might have
jumped
just
so high.
he
He's going to
pulled
have to go
something.
see the trainers.
Oh, he's trolling.
Oh, he's trolling.
Result of the play is an interception.
Oh, never mind. He might actually be hurt.
No, that's real.
That's
That's a
a
cramp. That's a cramp.
Definitely a cramp.
That's a cramp. He's trying to waddle through it. I thought he was doing a Scooter Hamilton impersonation.
If that happened to me, I would just be on the ground crying, saying, "Just take me home."
No, you wouldn't. You
Get
would have
the car.
got
Get the
right
car,
back
Mama.
up and ran another 40. Didn't that happen to you yesterday?
That
Definitely
did.
happened to him yesterday.
That was different.
Yeah.
I know, that's just from motion. You're talking about if you landed after jumping for an interception. Fair.
Well,
Fair.
Off the ground off an interception, that makes some money.
Mr.
We could set up a trampoline out there.
Mr. Jaylene Lockett with a tremendous athleticism on the interception, going up to get it.
Man, Trey's bullying right now. We want to see Fuller. He keeps going in a
Yeah,
quarterback.
tell Trey to get out of here and go home.
Stop bullying Zero.
Trey, you got a game to play tomorrow. Go home.
Yeah, I need to go home. Need to go home and ice up those legs there, buddy.
Derek Duncan is singing to a grown man who's trying to run away from him.
I thought he was singing this Soberman. So
It is his birthday. Actually, it is his birthday.
Happy birthday. He said, forget that.
And that's Darren Palmer on this A7FL weekend. That's one of the best A7FL wide receivers, not just in Nevada, but across the league. Led the league in touchdown receptions this year.
That which really shocked me because I did not know that. Because
Well, the thing about these teams, and we talk about this, and this is a great A7FL conversation with 1 minute
Regulation
left.
clock,
The
1
score
minute time
39 to
and rules are in
18.
effect. 1 minute time and rules are in
AIFA
effect.
fans, you're going to get a little A7 here. But when we talk about, when you look at the statistics for MVP, A-Dub, there's a lot of great players that don't deserve any consideration because they don't get enough statistics because they share on super teams.
correct.
And that's a thick boy season situation. Our guy Deontay Flowers, who's listed as nose guard, defensive end, and if a ball is thrown near your hands, Rob, and you're a lineman, you only have one choice, and what is that?
Catch it.
Yeah, and he doesn't dare. He's probably not going to get another opportunity now.
Well,
He blew it.
as the rule goes, if it touches your hands, you must
gotta
catch it.
Yeah. There's no
Especially
question.
when you're either number 90 or you're number 15 listed as an NGDE. You're not going to get another opportunity after that, my guy. But it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, anytime you get to say big man with football is always a good day for me. Robinson directing traffic, still in the gun, takes the snap, rolling out, cuts inside, and well, he's going to run. Why not? And he still. Ooh!
Nah, buddy. You got to get lower than that guy. It doesn't look the way he thinks it looks. It might have felt like it felt good.
No.
But it didn't look like that on camera.
Well, he's really excited that he
number
stopped
one,
a player from scoring a touchdown.
Well, number one,
Yeah.
he hit him twice.
Yeah.
And normally, if you try to hit somebody like, here it is again.
Take a look at it. He got
One,
under him.
yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything.
When your body flies further than the guy you tackled, you can't get up and act like you're Superman.
Yeah, you did
Shout outs
absolutely
to
nothing.
our.
He's lucky he didn't go John Elway helicopter.
Listen, it could have been
Basically
bad.
did on defense. I've
Yeah.
never seen that.
I've never seen that before.
Trey Robinson makes people look silly.
Yes, he does. And he's going to take a snap again. He's going to throw deep. Man open, pass caught.
Oh, my goodness.
Nice grab there
Great
by
catch.
94. Or is that 84?
That's number 90, and for some reason there's a slash in the middle of the 0. So Derek Nubia, great catch for a number 90.
Should be the last play of the game.
Oh, wow.
Robinson throwing.
wow.
Incomplete.
Throws it to nobody.
So we miss.
Nobody.
No quitting the Kings. They're looking for points. And why not? They've really got most of what they've wanted on offense here today. 39 to 18 is the score as it sits now. They're looking to add at least 6 more to that.
They need
Here's
to
another
look.
great look at that catch.
What they need to do is look into a better playbook to allow them to score more points than 18 and be shut out at a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
They
Saints,
scored
the Saints
absolutely
showed
nothing.
that they have some of the things that will work, but against this Kings team, it looked like the Kings have a better plan and a better roster. So it'll be 1st and goal, maybe the last play of the game.
Should be. Robinson throwing. No, he's going to run. Why not? Robinson making everybody miss. And that should do it. And it will do it. Final score here from the Anderson Auto Group Fieldhouse in Bullhead City, Arizona is the Kings 39, the Saints 18. The Kings pitch a shutout here in the second half. Gentlemen, final thoughts.
The Saints have a lot to work on, being that I'm pretty sure they knew the Kings were going to be the better team here. They do need to develop the offense just a little bit better. And shouts to Trey Robinson for showing that he's dominant in every facet of this game.
My thought is that in an exhibition game against a team that you were projected to win against, real aggressive to go for the Gatorade dump, but hey, who doesn't love a good Gatorade dump when it's 120 degrees outside? You might as well pour ice on everybody.
Well, we'd like to thank you for watching this game here. For Matt Ryan, for Corey Hammond, for Rob Fabian, I'm Anthony Alvarez. Final score again, Kings 39, Saints 18. We will see you tomorrow for the big heavyweight fight between the Insomniacs and the Nightcrawlers for the ASNL Championship. So long for now.
Okay, cool. Good job, guys. Good job.
Thank you, sir.
That's.
Totally checked out the scroll.
Oh yeah, I was